My name's Andrew Murphy. I'm the play-by-play voice of the Winston-Salem Dash, and I'm here with my good friend and our corporate partnership sales and services manager, Ryan Miller. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you.
That's about the most formal introduction I'll ever give on one of these things. I hate it when podcasts are too like, welcome to the Today we're going to talk about, there's an episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia when Dennis and Dee try to start a podcast, and it's like way too, they just come on and they're like, today we're going to talk about the big T, technology. So Dee, how does technology affect your life? And she's like, I haven't actually really thought about that.
It just sounds like radio sometimes when you're just listening to like a radio show.
Podcasts are a conversation. Now, High Pens, which we're recording this on the day that we held the press conference, and the press conference was something. So that chicken coop is being built out in the kid zone in center field, and it's going to be completely free. It's going to be kind of a new attraction for especially like families with young kids. And we drive up to the ballpark, and sure enough, there's six of them. Five, Carson? 5, 6?
5. There was 5 of them
today.
There
5?
Yeah.
There might be a 6th. I don't know. But anyway, they're all different ones, too. Yeah. They all look different, which is cool. They're not all like the same breed, I guess, of chicken, it looks like. One of them had like a cool-looking mohawk thing.
Yeah.
One of them
looks
was
like
a little
an alpaca.
Plumper. Yeah, you pointed that out as we were walking in.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and then Brian steps up to the podium, starts giving this speech, and the lady from, I guess, Carolina Coops, like a bag of chicken feed, and started throwing it on Brian. And
Brian's terrified of
Brian was absolutely terrified, yes. So props to him for actually getting up there and doing it in or near the coop that isn't even finished yet, but it will be, I think, by opening day, won't it?
Yeah.
If not, a little after.
Yeah, it'll be around that opening homestand.
Yeah. But the one I will say this: no matter how involved you are in these promo nights, like I'm on the High Pens committee. Are you on the High Pens committee with me? Yeah. So like, I didn't know about the pyrotechnics. Did you?
I did.
You did.
Yeah.
I didn't know about those.
Yeah.
So that came as a pleasant surprise to me.
Yes. So we had a separate meeting about the chicken coop.
Yeah.
I don't remember when we did that, but we decided instead of just making it about the coop, we were going to really buy into the hype of the High Pens. And so what we also did was our director of merchandise, Sid, converted the team store into basically a rave, complete EDM concert. But we had, fire going up behind Brian. We had bottle service style merchandise releases in front of Brian and in front of the new uniforms. And that's what, those press conferences are all about. It's really buying into every piece of the rebrand. And the chicken coop is just one piece of it. It's obviously a huge piece. And like you said, walking into the ballpark, you look to your right and there's 5 chickens, which pretty sure we're going to be the only stadium in the country with that.
We have to be.
Yeah.
Well, in the spirit of High Pens, I thought it would be fun if we could do a little draft here.
Okay.
And I will make notes of it. So basically, I forgot who the guys are on like Instagram, and I mean, Pardon My Take's they're very known for doing like snake drafts or whatever. But there's an account on Instagram, or it might be TikTok, it might be both. I forgot the username, but it's like 2 guys, and they just do random categories every other day or whatever.
Okay.
So I thought we could do like the chicken-related nouns draft, the official Murph and Millie chicken draft.
Yep.
On episode 3 of DashCast, baby. So, since you're the guest, we're each going to pick 5 chicken-related things. Not maybe people. I don't know if you can think of a. Oh yeah. We can pick people, places, things, whatever.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. So I'll give you first pick in the first annual Murph and Millie chicken draft.
Okay. I am going to go world famous Royal Farms chicken.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bold first pick.
Yeah.
Some folks might know or might not know what Royal Farms is. I didn't before I met you.
So it's infamous. If you are from Maryland, you know what Royal Farms is. Best gas station fried chicken world famous. I have a whole nother story about the rewards app that we could go into in another episode. But it's all time best. It's open till 2, 3 in the morning. There's nothing like it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Royal Farms, first pick. All right, for my first pick, I'm gonna go with Colonel Sanders,
Okay.
founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Okay.
Need I say
Why is that?
anything more? Because he was a boss, dude, and he was just, I don't know, he's iconic. I like his mustache. Or wait, no, he had a little mustache like soul patch combo too.
Yeah.
And I think KFC is very slept on, personally.
Okay.
But in terms of a chicken related figure, I think that Colonel Sanders is about as big as it gets.
Okay. Colonel Sanders, number 2.
Your second pick.
I'm going to go with the chicken dance.
Nice.
So when you have no idea what else to do in a bar or a club, you just have to pull out the chicken dance. Not me, but you've seen someone do it before. That's my number 2 pick, is the chicken dance.
The chicken dance. All right. I can't believe that this is going 4th overall, but I'm picking chicken tenders. And I don't really think I need to defend myself.
No, not at all.
It's the ultimate go-to order when you can't think of anything else to order. It's like, whatever.
If you're 10.
I'll just have chicken tenders. Yeah. If you're 10. Or if you're an adult and you just like chicken tenders, like I know every single adult does.
Yeah, they still do.
They absolutely
whether they
do.
care to admit it or not.
Yeah, or you can take it a step further down the insane path and order boneless wings, and that's you covering yourself up as a chicken tender boy.
Chicken tender boy. Yeah.
Is boneless wings.
Yeah,
Go to
that
Buffalo.
saves you.
But I mean, again, I'll nosh on some boneless wings from B-Dubs.
Well, did you guys have like a spot? Like, so I think Buffalo Wild Wings got famous when we were like, I don't know, growing 13, 14, 15. Did you guys have a spot before then that was like everyone went for boneless wings and they were like, it was like 29-cent wings on Tuesday?
No. Boneless wings are they're a very 2010s type. Early 2010s, I feel like, is when we saw the rise of boneless wings on a menu. And I don't have any data to back that up or proof. I just feel like that's when the concept started becoming more popular. Tendies get the 4th overall pick and my second pick. Your third.
So my third pick for the all-time chicken things draft is the Publix chicken tender sub Twitter. So there's a Twitter, if you didn't know.
Oh,
if you know what,
like the Twitter account.
Yeah. If you know what Publix is, it's a huge grocery store in Florida, Georgia, and now it's South North Carolina as well. And they are all-time famous for their chicken tender sub. One of the best things any grocery store has ever put out. But there's a full-on Twitter that is completely dedicated called Our Publix Chicken Tender Subs on Sale. So every time we go to, Publix at work or Publix for lunch, from work, the first thing you do, Our Publix Chicken Tender Subs on Sale on Twitter, and they just post one simple tweet. It's either yes or no. Shows how long they're on sale.
Dude,
and that's awesome. That's someone like, all they do is they wake up and they just figure out if a Publix chicken tender sub from a grocery store chain is on sale.
That's their little task, man. That's their thing that keeps them going every day.
Yeah.
There are 53,000 followers of this account.
53.
And what blows me away is the fact that this has not affiliated with Publix. Why not? What a great marketing arm.
I don't know.
To drive people to your awesome grocery store, by the way. I love Publix. Publix chicken tender subs Twitter gets the 3rd pick by Millie, 5th overall.
Yep.
My 3rd pick, an old classic, Foghorn Leghorn from the Looney Tunes. You don't know Foghorn Leghorn?
Oh, yeah.
He's like a
Yeah,
7 foot tall
yeah.
chicken.
Yeah.
He's like, I say, like that dude.
I say.
Yeah. He's hilarious. Everybody loves Foghorn Leghorn. So he's my third pick.
Okay.
Your fourth.
I'm going to go chicken fried rice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Iconic, easy, simple,
Very
delicious.
Might have that tonight.
Chicken fried rice.
Speaking of which, you're like a really good cook. And I hate to totally derail this, but no, you know what? That'll be our next topic. We have to finish this draft.
Okay.
And then we'll talk about how good of a cook you are.
Okay. Somewhat.
You're always like asking us like, what should I make for dinner tonight? This or that.
Yeah.
And everybody's like,
how
are you doing that?
Yeah.
Like, we have to talk about that.
Okay.
Anyway, chicken fried rice is your fourth pick. And my fourth pick is going to be Chicken Joe from Surf's Up.
Chicken Joe.
Chicken Joe from Surf's Up. That dude rocks.
I think I saw it once.
Yeah. He's funny.
Okay.
Just a chicken who loves to surf.
When did that come out?
Oh, I have no idea. Probably like 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It gets mixed up in there in a bunch of other movies.
But you saw it.
It's like on the same level. Remember that movie Flushed Away with the mice? I feel like it's the exact same movie. Well, completely different plots. Same animation, same style. Maybe not. Maybe that's the worst take ever.
Maybe they are the same story. I don't know. I've never looked at them that closely. They were just always kind of a passing, passing glance. But, all right, your final pick, your fifth and final pick in the chicken draft.
So we each have one more?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go with the animation Chicken Run.
Oh, man, that was going to be mine.
Yeah.
Chicken Run, the movie. They made a new one.
They made a new one?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Oh, that's an all-time,
I haven't seen it,
like, Miller family movie.
Is it?
Where we just sit down and we just watch Chicken Run.
Yeah. I had it on VHS.
Yeah. Everyone does.
I had it on VHS.
I think I watched it like very recent, like a month ago. And I was like, this is crazy how intense and how enjoyable this was when I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Still a good movie.
That's one of those.
It's hard to get through now when I'm 24 and
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's one of those that I'll watch, like, you know how when you go home for like holidays or whatever, and you want to feel like you're at home. That's one of those movies that you pop on to really feel like you're back home.
Yeah.
So I think I watched that over our winter break probably. Yeah, Chicken Run the movie. That is a good pick. We're thinking on the same wavelength there.
What's your last pick?
My last pick is going to be something that I wish would come back. Something that I wish would return to the world of food, and that is the McDonald's snack wrap.
Oh my
Holy
gosh. I never tried it. I never had it.
You never had a McDonald's snack wrap? Oh my.
I see it all over TikTok. It's still huge. I think overseas in Europe. I never had one. I did. Okay, so now I know what they are from TikTok.
Yeah.
I made them all the time in college, but that was like a simple thing. I try to do more like complex stuff now.
Yeah. So wait, what was the thing you were asking us about either last week or the week before? Like, should I make this or that? I mean, that's probably something that goes through your head all the time.
Yeah, all the time. Well, so first of all, like I feel like I'm a decent cook for guys that are our age.
Yeah.
But Audrey is like the best cook ever. I go home and it's like, we had steak and blue cheese salad last night.
Nice.
Phenomenal.
How was the cook on the steak? Was it good?
Yeah, it was really good.
Perfect medium rare.
Yeah, it was perfect.
That's how it should be.
And then it was like balsamic glazed onions. Never had those before. And we have like so we're doing this new thing now that we're going to start doing where every day of the week is a different style of like a dish.
Nice.
Right? So Mondays I think are like exotic.
Okay.
So Mondays are like Indian, like Italian, like Chinese, or like
Yeah.
International food.
Yeah, international,
right?
sure.
Right. I think Tuesdays are like Americana. So it's like
Burgers.
it's
hot
like
dogs.
burgers, steak, mashed potatoes, green beans.
Oh, I went a different direction there.
Yeah,
Hot dogs.
No, not something we could get at Cookout. No, something like it's like steak, mashed potatoes, green beans,
Got it.
and then it's like the next day of the week is like one of our specialties. So, a lot of her family's from Utica, New York. Shout out Utica, New York, has the best food I've ever had.
Utica, New York,
in like the smallest town.
Really?
So unique. So it's Utica greens, which is like escarole. I don't want to botch this because it's so important, but it's escarole, pepper, like hot cherry peppers.
Okay.
And then some sort of cheese, and I'm gonna botch this, so I don't want to.
Yeah, look at this. This is a whole.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. And then there's tomato pie. So before looking it up, what do you think tomato pie is?
So tomato pie, is it like a tomato tart? Kind of.
Kind of.
So my mom used to make tomato tart all the time.
Let me look.
Is it more like this? Is it more like the squares?
Yes.
Okay, so that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking more about something like this. It's like a tart.
See, no, not at all.
Okay.
No.
But
so that's what I thought it was. And when we went up to Utica last fall, I was like, she's like, you have to have tomato pie. You're gonna love it. And I was like, there is absolutely no way I'm gonna have something called tomato pie.
Oh, it looks delectable.
Yeah, it went out on the counter, and you can't stop eating it. It's
30 minutes.
Yeah. It's on your it's at your side all the time.
Nice.
And then the last thing from Utica is chicken riggies. It's rigatoni, chicken, hot cherry peppers, and like a spicy vodka sauce. That's really good too. That's my favorite out of all three of them.
Utica, New York.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's the best. And then Buffalo. So now I'm like a huge Western New York fan.
You a big Buffalo Bills fan now?
Yeah,
Billy?
I mean, we went on a little tour. We went to Duff's, which is one of the most famous chicken wing spots in Buffalo.
That's supposedly where the buffalo wing started,
so that's
right?
Anchor Bar was where it started.
Okay,
so
but Duff's is where it blew up?
I think so. I don't know.
Okay.
I think Duff's is like a family favorite of hers.
Got it.
And I think that's why we're at Duff's. Anchor Bar is like the original chicken wing. Okay. And we had that at the airport, so it wasn't that good. And so that's my judgment of like, Anchor Bar is not nearly as good as Duff's. But yeah,
it's not that place. It's at the airport, which means it was microwaved.
Yeah.
And you were charged $30 for 6 of them.
Yeah, it was a horrible experience, and definitely not the right one. But that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna do that like one day a week. We're gonna do exotic food. We're gonna do takeout. We're gonna do like Americana one day, and hopefully we just get to pick like some sort of dish in that. And that way, like every single time you're like, what do we have for dinner tonight? You have like some category. And I feel like we're just gonna throw it away in like a week where we're like, you know what, like let's just not cook. Like let's just go
order pizza.
Let's go get Culver's, or let's go get
Culver's is my kryptonite, man.
It's an office favorite.
We have a Culver's right by our apartment in Kernersville.
Really?
Yeah. It's like
that's how it's
a 5-minute drive, if that. It's dangerous, dude.
It's right near us too. Yeah.
That's the Midwesterner in me, man. Like, I'm so glad that Culver's has made its way to the Carolinas.
See, I had never heard of it, but I'm pretty sure. Do they have concretes there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure
they got those.
When I went and toured South Carolina, we drove up. I'm pretty sure we drove up through Winston-Salem, and we stopped at the Culver's that I go to now. And I'm piecing it together now. And we were, inside the Culver's, and we were like, what the heck is a concrete? Like, what do they have down here? Like, what is a concrete? Had it. Amazing. Culver's, top 5 fast food places I've ever been. Not as much as Royal Farms.
So, in St. Louis, where I'm from, a concrete is a frozen custard made famous by Ted Drew's. You go to Ted Drew's, you get a concrete. You get a chocolate concrete with cookie dough in it.
Okay.
So I'm wondering if Culver's is technically frozen custard, which I think it is. I think it absolutely, yes, it is frozen custard. So concrete, I think, yeah, because here's, have you ever heard of Andy's frozen custard?
Yes.
Yeah. So Andy's has concretes. That's frozen custard. So I think the reason, actually, and Ted Drew's in St. Louis will demonstrate this to you whenever you go and order. So I think they call it a concrete because when they hand you your frozen custard, they hand it to you upside down, and it's not supposed to fall out of the cup.
I thought that was just Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen does it too, but they don't have custard at Dairy Queen. That's just soft serve, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it is. But, it's like I don't know. Have you been to Dairy Queen?
Wait, are you reading How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie? Carson Lesser, you enlightened cat. Have you learned anything? It doesn't look like you're very far into the book.
No, I'm only on page 18.
Oh, okay. Well, good for you. Good for you for reading books.
I haven't read a book.
Dude, I have,
bad.
but it's just like I feel like I need to get better at it.
Yeah.
Not get better at reading.
Yeah.
I'm great at reading things. Just being more consistent with like just picking up a book and reading it instead of like scrolling on TikTok or doing whatever,
I think the last book I opened, I don't know if I finished it, but it was Life in Parts from Bryan Cranston.
Oh, okay.
And that's like my all-time favorite actor.
Nice.
So I think that's the last book I've opened. I don't think I ever finished it, but
I don't know if this might be just me, but when I read a book about something or someone who I think is really cool, I can't put that book down. Like I will rip through it in a matter of days.
Yeah.
But if it's something that's a little more out there, I tend to kind of be like, all right, we'll put it away for a little bit, come back to it. And it's not as consistent. I feel like that's pretty natural.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way. I don't really talk to anybody about reading ever.
Yeah, I just don't read, so I can't tell you whether or not I would do that or not.
Like when I read books about baseball, I'm like, great, let's go. If I read books about rock and roll music, perfect. But if I'm reading like one of my friends from high school, he's one of the most well-read people I know, probably the most well-read person I know. He was like, yeah, I just finished William Faulkner's As I Lay Dying. And I'm like, oh,
nice.
Cool.
And
I felt, this was a few years ago.
Okay.
I felt so bold as to be like, all right, you know what? If Jack can read As I Lay Dying, I can read As I Lay Dying. I made it about 10 pages before I was like, this 10, is not, I still have the book on my shelf at home. It looks like it is not left the bookstore.
Yeah.
I just haven't picked it up. Maybe I should. Maybe that should be my little,
let's just get into reading.
Let's just get really into
We'll go pick up
fiction.
lunch, come back to the break room, and we're just going to quietly read for an hour.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
If we just had reading time? Remember in school when you used to have reading time?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. We have 40 minutes left in the day. And I don't have any more lesson plans for you, so we're all going to pick a random book, sit down on the floor, and read.
Or popcorn reading.
Popcorn reading.
You guys didn't do that?
Maybe we did. You might have a different name for it.
Okay. So if I can remember correctly, it was like you got called on, and you had to read either like a few lines or the rest of the page or something in front of the whole class.
Yeah.
Okay.
We didn't have a name for that. That was just, hope Mrs. Bosch doesn't call on me next. She called on me. Ionic bonds and like.
Yeah. No.
That was just that.
Yeah. No. Reading time in school came in. I don't know, whenever you had to like finish homework and you didn't do it the night before.
But like, here's the thing about reading, okay? And I do love it when the subject matter is something that I care a lot about. But I am an adult man who can make my own choices.
Yeah.
And sports are on TV.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think it
It's
that
never
kinda
gonna be a
takes the cake.
priority. Yeah.
Oh, the new Oscar-winning Best Picture just dropped on HBO Max. I want to watch that. I would like to see
Watching the best movie of the year or picking up a book.
I'd like to see Cillian Murphy's Oscar-winning performance.
Yeah, of course.
I think Shakespeare can take a back seat for right now.
Yeah.
I haven't read Shakespeare since high school. Did you have to read Shakespeare in high school?
A little bit.
That was a struggle. We read Shakespeare freshman, sophomore, and junior year. 3 different books from Shakespeare.
Mm.
And like by junior year, you're sitting there and like, guys, we get it. Like,
yeah.
we get it.
Like,
can we I don't know.
Let's learn about taxes. 401ks.
Yeah, dude.
No.
Shakespeare, I feel like everybody needs to go through Shakespeare. It's a rite of passage. We read the Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
We read books that I don't even think are necessarily mainstream in terms of general, like, societal influence. We read some ladies' like memoir about like growing up in poverty or something. It was an interesting curriculum, but it had all the classics on there too. You know, like it wasn't just here's a random book.
Well, and like remember Spark Notes in high school?
Yeah.
And now it's like instead of Spark Notes, we're like, God, I hope this is the right passage that I was supposed to read. Now, like all these kids have like Chat GPT,
yes,
where they just search up and they're like, give me an exact description from like page 64 of Crime and Punishment that I never opened. Yeah, you didn't read Crime and Punishment?
No, I didn't read Crime and Punishment.
Oh my gosh. I think we read it in like, it was like a speech class or something.
Crime and Punishment.
Yeah. Fyodor, I'm going to butcher
Dostoevsky?
Yeah. No, but and now they have like Chat GPT where it's like, like give me an excerpt. I've always wondered that because I mean, you and I will never go back to school, right? At all. So it's like, are we ever gonna like figure out how to use Chat GPT like in our lives, or it's just gonna be like a
never say never.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll find a way.
It's going to be our version of like, you know, they have like the old people like can go to the Apple stores and like learn how to use a smartphone.
Yeah.
That's going to be us in like, instead of like 50 years from now, it'll be us in like 5.
I don't necessarily think that's true. Cause like take folks our grandparents' age, right? Mm-hmm. Like when our grandparents were growing up, technology was not growing at the rate that it's growing at now.
Yeah.
Ever since we were born, I mean, we were born into the age where Macs and PCs were pretty industry standard all over the world. And so people had to start adapting their skill sets. And so ever since, you know, people, you know, our age were born, we've constantly had to adapt. Like, I know how to work this thing better than I know how to read, probably. Like, it's insane. So I don't think that our generation will have a problem adapting to. I mean,
I don't know. We have no idea.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I don't know what's going to happen next.
Right,
you know,
right.
Who says that AI is even really the like 100%
like next
the
thing.
Future? You know,
I think a lot of people are like,
I don't know. Maybe it right now it seems that way, but you just never know.
I think it's going to be pretty dang big.
I mean, who thought the iPhone would take off the way it did?
I don't know. I think like smartphone, and we're getting into a topic that we know nothing about.
No, but at this point, we're just two idiots babbling about.
Yeah, like let's talk about Steve Jobs and his passions,
his cultural influence.
No idea. No, it was like the whole like BlackBerry thing, and the first thing was like I can touch something and make it work instead of like a dial phone or just some number I click.
Right.
And that was obviously the biggest thing. But now it's like, I don't know. It's always been like we control like the phone and what everything it does. And now it's like AI. It's like you just ask it to do something, and you're like I would have never been able to do that before.
No.
So it's cool. Like it's really cool. But I bet it's like. I can't imagine being in high school and again reading like books that you do not want to read.
Yeah.
And having like ChatGPT, because I can't imagine high school teachers are like, oh, I can decipher what's real or not.
Well, when I was in high school, so my high school's English department was like notoriously challenging and difficult. And for our reading assignments, we would have daily quizzes that would be like 5 questions. Mm-hmm. And the details they would ask about were so specific, like the colors of things.
Yeah.
So that's how they got around the Spark Notes.
Okay.
And having to, So I don't know what goes on there now. I mean, I would assume that those are still in place. So if you're an English teacher looking to make your students' lives hell, there you go. You're welcome. You can send a check my way. But, dude, you know what definitely is not the future? Is those stupid Apple Vision Pro things.
I don't know.
Those
cool.
are awful. No, they look
they're
terrible. Have you seen like videos of people in like Los Angeles or New York walking around wearing those stupid things?
Yeah, and now it's like people like it's like the full automation where they're driving a Tesla with like the Apple Vision Pro. They're like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to look. I don't want to breathe. I just want to go from point A to point B without looking or doing anything.
I just want to remain.
Yeah. Let me just gonna rot in my Tesla.
We are becoming the people from WALL-E, dude.
Yeah,
it's not good.
Yeah. No, it's way too similar.
I will never buy one of those. No. I just won't. I can't. This is perfect. What I have in front of me right now is
it's
great.
Fine.
I'm looking at a picture of Chicken Riggy's right now.
I don't know until
Never.
Everyone in the office has one. Then you'd be like, "Damn, I guess I gotta buy an Apple Vision."
That's
Pro.
not gonna happen. That just won't happen.
I saw a video of someone jumping out of an airplane skydiving with an Apple Vision Pro headset on, and the top comment was like, how do you know whether like pulling the parachute was from the virtual reality or whether you actually pulled the parachute? I don't think there's no way they work like falling that fast out of the sky, but
those things just look so dumb.
Day. Yeah.
They look awful.
No, they're not. Yeah.
But that is a good point. How do you know what's real and what's not? Take it off. That's how you know. Dummy. But yeah, that's like everything else nowadays, it's going to be interesting. I bet that thing has a purpose on the golf course.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
Yep.
A rangefinder that you just wear on your head the whole time.
Yeah. It's like
sign me up.
Yep. Or if you're like uphill, downhill putts reading the green. Because they have that on like the apps now. Like we all have like the 18 birdies or the
I still
GPS.
am not on 18 birdies. Like, what's
it's awesome.
I'm gonna download it now.
It's awesome. So
what is it?
This is not an ad placement.
No, it's not. Everybody knows about this, and it's free, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're all on it, and we're in like this league, and you just add people, and every time someone plays a round, you see what they shoot on every hole.
Oh no.
So it's like, and then it gives you like a handicap. So, and all of us are in here. I'll just, whenever you do it.
Yeah, it's downloading.
Okay. But every course, and then it has a leaderboard for courses. So Cody and I, looking at Salem Glen's leaderboard, it has a all-time and a monthly leaderboard, and I think Cody and I are still in the monthly.
I bet Baldini is still on. So Jake Baldini is one of our corporate sales guys, and he shot a 74 when we went and played with him. I wonder how far up on the leaderboards he is.
So he's third.
What?
Jake is third on the month, like in the month of March. Jake is third at Salem Glen.
Do they have like all-time scores too?
Yeah, the all-time. This has to be a scramble, but it's 55.
That's totally a scramble.
Yeah.
Dude,
or it's like I got a mulligan on every shot.
Jim
and I shot a 55.
playing over there? Like,
Yeah. No, it says A. Scott, so it could be Adam Scott. Salem Glen Country Club.
You know what? I would believe that.
I mean,
Absolutely,
maybe.
I'd believe that.
Do you think those guys, like, they go up to our, like, you know, your local municipal and just play on, like, I'm sure they play from the tips if they ever play a course like that. But they play from, like, the white tees. Like, what are they going to shoot?
Well, here's the thing about that, too, is, like, when you're playing on – this is not from experience, but when you're playing on a PGA course – it's well-groomed.
Yeah.
Everything is clearly mapped and clean as a whistle. You don't get that with most public access golf courses, no matter how nice they may be.
Yeah.
There's still going to be some dead divots on the green here and there. They're
charred grass.
Exactly. It's going to, you know.
The guy mowing his lawn, and that's how you blame your next
right, because
next
you
time
landed
you top
in
the
that
ball.
guy's backyard.
Yeah, or the next time you top a ball, it's like, well, he's mowing his lawn, so there's no way I was going to hit that shot.
One time, Brian and I were playing at Salem Glen. It was right before Thanksgiving this year, and we were playing at Salem Glen. We were on, like, what's the really long one, the long par 5 that goes
on the front or the back?
On the back.
14.
14. It's where, like, 13 and 14 kind of meet.
Okay.
And there's that, like, kind of not wooded area because it's not like a forest or anything.
It's cut down now.
It's very cut down.
Yeah.
It's still so hard to find your ball.
Yeah, it's impossible.
I slice my drive into that patch, spend like 5 minutes, like, looking for it. Finally find it, and, like, it's not a great lie, but it's better than it could be, like 5 feet to the right.
Yeah.
I walk up to it, and there's this guy, like, I guess, blowing the leaves or something, and he stops and waits. Like, he's behind me.
Oh, great.
And so I'm like, all right, great.
Three's
a crowd, so I have to hit a good shot. I square it up perfectly. Mm-hmm. I hit it on the screws. Loft is a little too high. I hit a branch, and it drops down, like, 15 feet in front of me, and I just look behind me, and the guy just goes, "This game, man." So, yeah, that was nuts. I hate that hole. That hole is always make or break for me. If I do well on 14, I'm gonna have a good rest of my round.
I feel like, I've only been golfing for, like, 9 months now.
Yeah.
For, like, someone, like, in their first year, like, it's a very challenging course.
You've improved, though.
Yeah.
You really have.
We'll see.
I think you've improved. I think you know what your problem is?
I got a lot of...
No. I think you just get too frustrated with yourself on the course.
Yeah.
Dude, when I go golfing, I tell myself, like, I'm probably not going to play too well today. That's okay, though, because I'm not on the PGA. I'm not. So I just take a deep breath, step up, hit the ball. Oh, look. It went to a place I like. Nice. Let's try and do that again in a second. You just got to be out there and enjoy it.
I don't know. For me, I get frustrated. Obviously overthinking is, like, the biggest thing in golf. Like, you're just, like, thinking every single...
Thinking is actually a big problem in golf.
It's just the one thing you don't want to do all the time. But I don't know. There's just going to be a time. I hope it just, like, clicks one day where I'm like, okay, this is how I'm supposed to swing.
Dude, and one day it will, and you're gonna find that personal best.
Yeah. That
you feel comfortable, not bragging about, but just being like, yeah, I shot an 87 one time. Shot an 87.
So what's your best score?
87. That's my best score. And you know what? Like, just given I don't play every single weekend. No. You know, I don't have super crazy expensive gear or whatever. Yeah, but, like, I've loved playing since I was a kid, just casually. You know, I'd go out with my mom or my dad or whoever, and, you know, just have a blast. And I mean, I did, like, golf camps as a little kid too. So, like, I have a, like, I don't know, like, the basics down, like the fundamentals down. But, you know, it's just always been like a hobby, and I intend to keep it that way. But there are people who go out on the golf course and they're just like, all right, I got to have the best round of my life. It's like, dude, you're probably not going to.
No, the best thing we did, like, we walked 9 holes last week, and it was, like, the best. Like, we're just going to walk. We did 3v3. It was, like, the easiest, most, like, non-competitive thing. I mean, it's fun to get, like, really competitive.
Yeah,
but
of course.
Yeah. I think whenever all of us get like to a point where we're like, we can actually like get competitive with each other instead of like, okay, did you only top it 3 times that hole or was it 5? That'll be.
We are a massive golf office. Golf night coming to Truist Stadium this season. When is that? I'm looking it up right now. Our promo schedule is chock full of stuff. Golf night, Saturday, June 1st. We should play 18 that day. We should get up early that morning. In spirit. We have to celebrate accordingly.
36.
And then just come back in our golf attire. We have to dress up for theme nights. We get to dress up for theme nights.
So we're just going to wear
So we're just going to wear what we wore to the course. I'm rocking a visor that night. Or maybe I should get one of those like straw hats. Or not straw hats, but you know what I'm talking about, like the wide brim, like not a cowboy hat, but like
the bucket hats?
No, it's not a bucket hat. It's like
straw hat.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a hat. It's a cool hat. I'm gonna wear.
You're gonna rock a straw hat. I could put like a ball marker behind the game ball delivery car.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We'll do it up that night. Yeah. Exclusive ticket packages will, I'm sure, be announced at some point about that. There'll be a putt tournament that night. Winner of that tournament is going to receive a brand new putter. That's going to be sick. I will definitely be participating. Well, I'll probably be during the game, so I'll be on the call, but I'll be there in spirit. Fans will also be able to enjoy. Never mind. It is glow in the dark. Mini golf.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to work. And we got lessons from PGA professionals and a chipping station throughout the game. So for all you golf enthusiasts, Saturday, June 1st is going to be a real fun time, and you're not going to want to miss it. You can get your tickets online at ws-dash.com or by calling 336-714-2287.